Hello, fellas and ladies. Time to continue on with the pre-Globe Critics' Choice predictions with the acting categories. This one's a sticky one. I wanted to wait to see till I've seen everything, and I have pretty much seen everything except for Marty Supreme and Wicked, although I see both of them extremely soon. Probably will have seen Wicked by the time this is out. And also, I don't really know what watching Wicked is going to change. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Either way, I have a really good look at the field now. Especially in these categories, because I've seen so much of what I'm going to talk about. Let's start off with Best Actress. This is, to me, the easiest in terms of winning. We know what's going to happen. It's going to be Jessie Buckley. It is pretty unanimous that this is just going to happen. I mean, she's going through the ringer in that movie and, crying and, going through, such horrible grief. I don't think anyone's even doubting it at this point. I think everyone agrees it's pretty locked up. It's the acting race with the least, curiosity. Nomination-wise, I am very curious where this is going. I'm really, really secure in Renata Reinsve. I don't really see her as a winner since she's so, part of an ensemble, but she's, a young actress who has really gotten a lot of, respect in the last couple years. And, obviously being in a Best Picture contender, the de facto lead of a Best Picture contender, it's pretty safe for me at least. And then as for Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, she's the last person I'm gonna mention in my 5 that is in a picture nominee. There's other picture contender I'm gonna bring up, but Cynthia Erivo, she just got nominated for this performance. I do wonder if that will play a part in both her and Ariana Grande getting in. And I don't really have much of a concrete reason to believe that this is gonna happen yet. But I do believe that there's going to be some form of voters in the acting branch going, oh, we just nominated her and Ariana Grande a couple months ago. Are we really going to do it again? And I don't know how much the but they do more thing really plays a part. I am going to play it safe. I'm going to predict her. I don't consider her a lock just because there is that factor of, well, we just nominated these two. If I see her or Ariana Grande miss something, I'm gonna be like, I'm pushing her. I'm pushing her out. Both her and Ariana Grande. I think they are a bit of a package deal. If one misses, both misses. In the same way, if one gets in, both gets in. Everyone else is almost a lone wolf. The last one that's really not on her own at all is Chase Infinity. But I have her just outside. When she got announced for lead, I was like, oh yeah, let's push her in. And, I feel we're getting ahead of ourselves if we think that she's just gonna happen. We are still talking about a young woman who's in 30 minutes of the movie, and I do consider her a lead. I consider that the right choice. She is still a young woman, a bit of a newcomer who's not even the de facto lead across from Leonardo DiCaprio. To me, she maybe does enough. Maybe, I don't know. I definitely buy it. I think she's gonna do really good with precursors, but we're still talking about a younger woman. So I want to be careful before we just brashly put her in. But then again, the other women I have in front of her are the only nominees for their movies, most likely. Because I do really, really think Rose Byrne is getting in for If I Had Legs to Kick You, a movie that I really think the Academy will not like. But I think her performance is so abrasive and so loud and very obviously universal. It makes a lot of sense to me, at least. I do think she's gonna get all the precursors. Critics are absolutely gonna do her. Glow, she might fucking win. SAG is the real or I guess the actor awards now. Am I right, guys? Ugh, that's so bad. The acronym for that is it I think she does it all in this movie. I think the actor awards are gonna nominate her. She could win the fucking Globe for comedy since Buckley's in the other category. I don't know if the new Globes are gonna give it to Cynthia Erivo. Amanda Seyfried is next for me. Searchlight is pushing her. That's never a bad thing. She's, got a big musical biopic performance. Not a traditional musical biopic, obviously, but that is what we're dealing with here with The Testament of Anne Lee. I'm seeing some people really starting to really get into the idea of Testament of Anne Lee getting in, which I've gotten into it a little bit. It is starting to click with me that the issues I have are not going to be the issues the Academy has. I'm still not quite there yet, but nonetheless, I think Amanda Seyfried should be fine. Although I can see her not doing great with the precursor. I can see her missing a couple. Obviously, BAFTA not being there is going to make it tricky, but I do think she might miss Critics' Choice. I think they need to do Emma Stone. I'm okay predicting her. I don't think she's quite as concrete as it may seem on paper, though. I've seen the movie. She's very great, but she's not quite as... I didn't really walk out of that thinking, oh, Seyfried's so, man. I didn't get that feeling. Maybe it's because I wasn't totally in love with it. Emma Stone, I briefly talked about. I don't really think that's happening. I think Globes will do it. I think Critics' Choice might think they have to, and I think she might just disappear from there. I don't know, just the vibe I get from her is like Begonia's kind of like sinking, and Emma Stone isn't doing anything. She's great, but she's not doing anything we haven't seen from her before, and I don't feel like there's going to be quite a necessity to nominate her again, especially when you have these other like performances like Rose Byrne that might have a little more individual passion that critics will probably drive up. Like, I think Rose Byrne is going to win a couple of major critic prizes, whereas I don't think Emma Stone's going to do that well with critics. Bit of an elephant in the room, I guess. It's been a weird controversy in the Oscar world, and that's the good old film Sung Sung Blue. The movie has a 55 on Metacritic. This is the only category it's competing in. I want to be very, very clear. That being said, I am not going to ignore the fact that she's getting career high raves. And, you know, I'd be remiss if I said that what I'm predicting is pretty optimistic. Granted, Cynthia Erivo isn't by no means like a hardcore critic pick, and it's pretty mainstream, but everything here is pretty, like, bold. Like, not completely... Like, it's very loved, I guess. So to say this Oscar bait thing can't get in, I don't know. I don't want to completely dismiss it. However, I don't know. Sung Sung Blue just seems to be such an enigma. Like, it just seems like a ghost. I think that it's gonna come out and just bomb immediately, and like that's it's gonna be that. And maybe Hudson gets like Globe, but if she missed SAG, which I really couldn't see her doing, I don't think we can really take it that seriously. This is one of the other ones I haven't seen yet. Granted, I don't know when I'm seeing it, to be honest. I guess I can't fully dismiss her, but we'll see. Like, she it's there. Like, I guess maybe. Tessa Thompson for Hedda, you know, Hedda's got some fans. I've seen it. I thought she's excellent. And a lot of people really, really love Tessa Thompson in that movie. So I don't want to fully dismiss her. Maybe BAFTA throws her a bone. And probably Globe will too. So, you know, there's something worth discussing with Tessa Thompson. Do I actually think it's going to happen? I don't know. If that movie feels a little online. If we're talking about all these movies that are just going to be one nomination, like, if I'm taking Kate Hudson seriously, I think I need to take Tessa Thompson seriously. Do I actually think it should happen? Probably not, but I don't think Kate Hudson's happening either. Jennifer Lawrence's Dime I Love, like, it would take a real push for that to happen, in my opinion. Like, I need to see it happen for me to believe it. Julia Roberts, nobody fucking likes that movie. Sydney Sweeney for Christie, no. I was laughable when the initial praise came out, and it's even more laughable now. The movie is bombed. Her controversy has metastasized. No. I think she's very dead. She may not even get Globe. Move on to Best Actor. I've had Timothée Chalamet winning all year, and that's looking like a sound investment. Everything I thought would happen is kind of manifesting. That it's going to be like this, considered his best performance in this crazy, safety performance. Do I think he's a lock to win? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I see it very, very soon, but I haven't seen it, and I am curious how I'll feel leaving it. But it's looking like he is a possible sweeper. If the only real alternative is Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, I think that Timothy is looking pretty good. Apparently, Timothy just kills the movie, like, especially in the last final. He's apparently he's very manic, and in the final minutes of the movie, he really oh, there it is. That's what I'm hearing. Again, I see it very soon. I'm hoping to figure out for myself. Now, for Leonardo DiCaprio, he's very, very in. Like, we talking about a guy with an iconic look. Oh, how many people in the film world was wearing that fucking robe for Halloween? I sure was. I was watching The Game with it. I know he missed for Killers of the Flower Moon, but I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio just misses every time now. And, he's doing something a little different this time around. He's very, people really, really love this performance from him. And I thought he was excellent in Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't really get why he missed, but I really don't think that it's happening again. He is playing a character, and he's got this look to him. He's got the clips, he's got the freakouts, he's playing a stoner bum. I feel very, very good about this. Do I really believe in the win? I don't know. It's not really one of his best performances per se, but that's a high bar, but that is what we're dealing with here. Timothée Chalamet, who will agree that's one of his best, if not his absolute best, and I don't really think his age will play a part, considering he's such a movie star. Whereas Leo, he's been respected and rewarded for years, for decades, really. His movie is winning Best Picture, that helps, but I don't know. I feel like I still need that push. If he wins a precursor, then I would be like, ooh, Timothy might have to be afraid. Now, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, you could maybe say, oh, like that kind of reminds me of Tom Cruise and Top Gun and Margot Robbie and Barbie. But I still stand by that the whole Sinners is underperforming thing is blown out of proportion. It really makes sense to me that, like, when Ryan Coogler, gets this big moment, that Michael B. Jordan would come along. He's playing the dual roles. He's playing an iconic characters. It really makes sense to me as, like, Michael B. Jordan's moment to get in. Like, that really tracks for me, and I don't really, like, problem is we're going into the Oscars with him getting all 3 major nominations. He's not going to miss Globe. He could win the Globe, if we're being honest. I don't think he will. I'll get to that. He's going to get Critics' Choice. That's a guarantee. And why would actor award skip him? I'm going to keep saying SAG. It's a SAG voting on it. I'm just going to keep saying SAG. I feel fine about Michael B. Jordan staying in. Do I think there's a path for him to miss? Maybe. I still stand by that the Sinners underperforming thing is not really going to happen. Like, there's too many nominations where Sinners just can't miss. And while it may not get that many stragglers, I still feel fine. Like, this is like, yeah, we're good. Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon is really taken off. I saw this movie at TIFF and I thought, oh, wait a minute, because he's doing it all. It's a biopic. We all have to take out Jeremy Allen White, or at least some of us are contemplating taking Jeremy Allen White. And it's like, well, he's the Beatty biopic. How do we deal with that? Replace him with Ethan Hawke, another Beatty biopic. To me, it just, like, all the boxes are checked there. Like, Blue Moon is, like, big enough, in my opinion, to, like, warrant this lone nominee. He's, like, doing monologues and monologues and monologues in this, like, flamboyant tone the entire movie. I just, yeah, he could just get every major precursor, like, and then BAFTA afterwards. Like, I don't know what's holding Ethan Hawke back is what I need to know, other than the movie is kind of nothing. But then again, so is most of Best Actress, and here we are. Now, with Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, I'm very curious how he'll perform, because a lot of us are joining what I said all year, that he's probably going to win the Golden Globe for drama actor. If it's not him, then it's Michael B. Jordan, and I think I would lean Wagner Moura in that context. It really does, like, the performance really, like, makes sense for him to get in. Like, he's not particularly, like, super flashy or anything like that, but he makes sense for me, like, to be in, even if Secret Agent's not that strong. However, that movie has its, like, real, like, passionate base. I love it, too. Like, I'm part of that base. And Wagner Moura, I don't know, I just felt it from, like, fucking March. Like, Wagner Moura, like, getting in for this just really, like, it clicked with me as making sense. And I'm going through with it until the end. Do I think he's a lock? No. He may not even get Critics' Choice. We know he's not getting SAG. And then BAFTA is obviously after, but we do have the long lists, and not even Fernando Torres made it. Now, I do think The Secret Agent is a little buzzier now than I'm Still Here was at this point. So I don't think that it's going to happen again. I think the whole idea that, like, The Secret Agent is going to, like, mirror I'm Still Here's trajectory to a T is a little, like, silly. So I'm not really buying that. But I don't know, like, if he just gets one more thing and wins that Globe actor, then, like, yeah, he'll get nominated, no problem. I will say, I've had, like, so many random flashes of, like, optimism that Lee Byung-hun is going to get in for No Other Choice. If I'm this confident in No Other Choice getting into the picture, which I am, why exactly would I not have Lee Byung-hun in? It's not like he's a complete no-name. Like, yeah, he's a, an international actor, but, like, he was in Squid Game. Like, he is somewhat known in North America. He's no A-lister in North America, but he's not a complete no-name. Like, if we're talking Wagner Moura, like, more people saw Squid Game than fucking Civil War. And he is very flashy. I don't know, like, it kind of it's clicking with me that, like, maybe both him and Wagner can live in unison. I could take Ethan Hawke out. I'm not married to him. I feel a little bit more passionately that Ethan Hawke will get in than I do Lee Byung-hun at the moment. But Lee Byung-hun, I don't know, I feel like he's actually going to do very good with precursors and critics. So, and yet I still don't have him in. Like, there's forces pushing me away and towards him. I don't know. I think we should take him seriously, at least. Then we got George Clooney for Jay Kelly. I had finally seen it. I really do not believe in the idea that Sandler would get in, but Clooney wouldn't. To me, they are a package deal. If Clooney gets in, so does Sandler. If Sandler gets in, so does Clooney. Clooney definitely has stuff. He's playing, like, an actor. Like, that's probably going to appeal to some bases. Like, probably get SAG. Jay Kelly, to me, doesn't have a lot of life left. But it definitely has enough where I do believe in George Clooney and Adam Sandler still. It's just that I don't know if I have enough room for either of them. So I'm going to keep him out. But I do believe in him. Like, he's by no means, like, super flashy and maybe even remind some people of himself. But some people may find this personal for George Clooney. Jesse Plemons for Begonia. I I don't know. I feel like if we're considering Emma Stone, I think we got to consider him too. Like, Plemons is super manic and, like, really the protagonist of Begonia. And while I don't think Begonia is really clinging on to that much, even though I do think Craig's Choice might actually go out for this movie, I do wonder if there's enough life for him and maybe Stone. I don't think they're quite as much a package deal. But I did kind of watch it going, like, why is Emma Stone the one grabbing all the buzz and not Jesse Plemons? Because to me, Plemons does more. I'm in the position that Begonia might be a goose egg movie. Like, it just doesn't feel like it has that much left going for it. Like, people like it, but not a lot of, you don't see that love going from everywhere. Next, we got Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. Oh, man, what happened? Who would have thought? Well, I kind of thought it might happen, but here we are. The movie is out. The reviews are not very good. Audience reception's not very good. It made no money. He's not that showy, and he's very good, but he's not quite, like, that big. He's mainly just doing Jeremy Allen White. It just might be done. He is playing Bruce Springsteen. I get it, but the movie hasn't even made its budget back. Like, I don't know. Like, what are we clinging on to? Like, what exactly are we still clinging on with Jeremy Allen White? Like, yes, he is, like, a very big at this moment right now with The Bear. So him getting an Oscar nomination right now makes a lot of sense. But, like, this movie is such a... It's a blip. It's nothing. I can't really, like, take him that seriously. Same kind of applies to Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine. That movie is such a blip, and nobody really loved it that much. At least with him, it's like, well, we're still getting a makeup nomination. Whereas Jeremy Allen White's all that movie has left. I don't really think Dwayne Johnson's getting in anymore. I do think he will still try. Like, he will still feel like a bit of an elephant in the room. But I don't think he's getting anything past Golden Globe, if they even do it. Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. This is where I start kind of being like, we'll see. Probably not, though. Worth talking about. Joel Edgerton is like he's excellent in this movie, but I need to see the movie really take off. And even then, I think the movie could get pictured. He could still miss. I need to see Train Dreams take off from the get-go for me to really buy into Joel Edgerton. Daniel Day-Lewis for Anemone, talk about disappearing. He's outstanding in the movie, too. Like, it's just, nobody likes that movie. And then Will Arnett for Is This Thing On? I've seen it. He's pretty fantastic. I just don't really buy it. I think Is This Thing On is kind of getting nothing. Like, it feels really much like a goose egg. And even if it wasn't, I don't know how willing and ready the Academy are to nominate Will Arnett. I don't know if he quite has that performance in him. Like, in the movie. Like, he's outstanding, but I don't quite know if it's like everyone's like number ones, you know what I mean? Supporting actress, I want to be very, very clear. I think Ariana Grande could win, but I'm sticking with Teyana Taylor for now. For One Battle After Another. I don't really know what watching Wicked for Good is going to change in my head, but I'm willing to be I'm open-minded. But for now, I think Teyana Taylor tracks a little bit. People have won for less, to be clear. She really owns the first 30 minutes of this movie. And to me, it's almost like fitting that the only win for One Battle After Another is one of the women. It kind of clicked for me as like making sense. I don't know if she would sweep. She's not a sweeper to me. But I don't know. If One Battle After Another is going to be the sweeper that we think it is, then I feel like something like this is definitely plausible if the only real competition is Ariana Grande. For Ariana Grande, like, I believe in her, but a couple things spring to mind. One of those things is, like I said before, I think there is a unlikely but realistic reality where both her and Cynthia Erivo suffer from the fact that they just got nominated for the same performances. Like, you may think, oh, but she's flashier this time. It's like, how much does that really matter? Like, with a 1 year gap, you know? Wicked's obviously on track to being like another phenomenon, and the Oscars will probably eat up, maybe less so, but probably still get a lot of nominations. But a lot of people just kind of go like, oh, she'll just win. And I go, hold on. Some of the arguments I've heard is like, oh, they're going to give it to her because they didn't give it to her last time. I don't think they think like that. If they really wanted to reward her, they would have rewarded her last year. I'm not saying that stops her, but I think that mentality doesn't really work for me. Like, nobody gave it to Ariana Grande last year, and you're telling me they really want to reward her. They just couldn't. Like, they were waiting till this year to do it. And to me, I'm like, was Zoe Saldana actually just so good that they just couldn't possibly give it to Ariana Grande? Like, nobody? I don't know if I really buy that. Plus, Ariana Grande is not going to win BAFTA. She's probably not winning the Golden Globe. Critics' Choice will give it to her. I will say that. They will give it to her. And then SAG is, that makes sense to me, but I don't know. Like, I feel a little more passionately that Teyana Taylor would win. Like, it clicked for me as, like, making sense. And then Ariana Grande, I don't despise her being a supporting actress in a musical who's really just a lead. Definitely is powerful. I think there's a bit of gatekeeping because she's like a pop star, but I don't think there'll be enough to stop her from a win if she really is just like the winner. I think we're playing revisionist history though a little bit if we're saying like, oh, she's gonna win because she lost last year. It's like, if they wanted to give her the win, they would have. And I don't think that stops her. But I think it puts into question how much they really would reward the performance. And maybe if like her only real competition is someone who's in her movie for 30 minutes in the beginning, maybe that gives her a leg up where she didn't have that leg up last year. Fine, but I'm willing to take my bets for now. Put Tiana Taylor ahead, put Ariana Grande in second. Sure. I do think the sentimental value women are getting in. I really feel confident that Inga Ipsdottir-Elias is going to get in. Like, she just makes so much sense as, like, a nominee. I know doesn't really have a big name, and she's not particularly showy, but she has her moments, and she really is, like, holding a lot of the movie together. I know a lot of people who think that that's the best performance in the movie. But I want to, like, knock up a misconception that Elle Fanning is just kind of coasting with the movie. I don't know if I agree with that. I do think if one of the actors were to drop off, it would be her. But I don't think, like, if the movie ends up starting to become, like, a little weaker, like, it's less of a top 5, more like 8 to 6 contender, which I don't know if it would go that far. It could drop out of the 5, but if that were to happen, I still wonder if Elle Fanning would get in. She is having a good moment right now with this, and also Predator coming out so, like this together. And she's very memorable. She's entertaining in the movie. She has her moments. And while she is the thing I've always been a little hesitant about Elle Fanning up for is that she's pretty separated from the family drama. Like, she has her own little thing going on, which, could be a plus in many eyes. But I think she does enough for a strong film, and to her and Inga to just get in. And I don't know. I think to question her is, like, I don't know. I see the picture. Like, I get where it's coming from. I just think it's not really going to happen. I don't know. I feel fine predicting her. She's my number 4. I feel very confidently that her, Inga, Ariana, and Tiana are just coasting along. Maybe Elle Fanning misses, like, something along the way, but this is fine for me for now. Next up, we got the Marty Supreme women. Ooh, do I choose? I chose none of them. Spoiler alert. I've heard most people sing the praises of Odessa Zion, who I didn't even know existed until this year. But I've also heard quite amount for Gwyneth Paltrow, who is, like, the name. And while I do think that I feel like performance alone would push Odessa Zion over the edge, we are talking about Gwyneth Paltrow being, like, like, she is a bigger name. I have neither, just because I haven't seen the movie, and I don't really know who has the edge, like, realistically, but I might think Gwyneth Paltrow kind of does, just being the actual name and, like, seemingly doing enough. But I have Amy Madigan at 5 for Weapons. Let me explain. Weapons is a phenomenon. It just is. Amy Madigan's a legend. I have been toying with Madigan for a while, and there was, like, a part of me that's like, oh, could she sweep and win? No, she won't, to be clear. Critics will be nice to her, but I don't think she's going to win the Oscar. She won't win, but she has, like, the stuff to win, if that makes sense. I don't really care that Weapons is a horror movie. I think, like, we're predicting 2 horror movies in Best Picture. It's fine. To me, it's like we got this industry legend, previous nominee doing like a villain performance, like a very flashy villain performance. I feel fine predicting her. Like, I think that she has the stuff in my head, and Weapons is a big deal. It's not like Weapons is going to be vacant this award season. I might pick up a couple of, like, major stuff. Like, I think screenplay is, like, going into it is going to look really good. I could be talked out of Amy Madigan. I'm not married to her. She's married to someone else. I see the vision, like, very, very well, that she would get in. She would get the passion vote. Like, that's always been important for me. Passion is what gets you nominated, not statistics. Wunmi Mosaku for Sinners is another option in my head that I really want to explore. I think she'll do good with Precursors. But this is kind of what I was talking about when I was talking about Michael B. Jordan. Like, these straggler noms aren't really gonna happen. But will Wunmi Mosaku be a straggler? I don't really know, because I think, like, Critics' Choice or Globe might go for SAG going for her makes a lot of sense in my head. It's really complicated with Wunmi Mosaku, because I don't agree that Sinners is losing steam. Just because it's not winning anymore doesn't mean it's, like, out of air. I still want to really take her seriously. She's a real possibility in my head. I can't. I don't know how to justify putting her above these ones, like the Marty Supreme women. Now, Sun Yi Jin for No Other Choice is absolutely probably not going to happen. But if I'm right about No Other Choice, and it becomes like a major contender, which I wonder if it could be, could she come along with it? I do think BAFTA is on the table. In fact, I think I am predicting her to get BAFTA, but obviously that's coming out before, so it might be a thing where if she gets in, we're going to be surprised by it. To me, Sun Yi Jin is a very big standout of No Other Choice, that if Lee Byung-hun supposedly becomes like consistently like a lockstep contender, would she maybe join him at some point? Maybe they don't want to do Amy Madigan. Maybe Elle Fanning does drop out. Maybe my theory about the Wicked Women comes true, and like there's a slot, and they can't pick between the Marty Supreme women. My thing is, like, when Morena de Tavira happened, it was also like, oh, there was like the fifth slot was vacant. Like, it was like Claire Foy for First Man. It's like, well, that's not really like what. I don't think Sun Yi Jin is getting in. I want to be clear, but I don't want to counteract just yet. Everyone else, I'm pretty not really taking that seriously. Emily Blunt, I mean, if Dwayne Johnson's not getting in, I can't consider her. Glenn Close for Wake Up Dead Man, I can investigate a little longer. Like, she is playing a kook. Never say never about Glenn Close. You know, it's Glenn Close. She's playing a manic person. I just need to see Wake Up Dead Man, like, elevate itself, even though I think it's fantastic. I can't wait to see it again. Regina Hall for One Battle After Another. A lot of people take it seriously. I think we need to tone it down a little bit. I think One Battle After Another is going to obviously do amazing, but it's going to get nominated in places it makes sense, and we already have Teyana Taylor getting in. I'll talk about Benicio del Toro and why that makes sense in a minute, but Regina Hall, like, doesn't really do much in this movie. Like, you definitely have the people who love her performance, present company included. But it kind of just reminds me when people were trying to get, like, Matt Damon in for Oppenheimer, because that was so strong, and, like, who's gonna... Like, maybe Critics' Choice does Regina Hall, but I don't know. I don't really believe in this. I think we get carried away with these Best Picture contenders that are obviously winning Best Picture, and we just go like, oh, everything. Visual effect for One Battle After Another. What visual effects? No one's actually considering that, but people are considering Regina Hall. I think we need to also just accept the fact that Regina Hall is not this overdue, like, iconic legend or anything like that. I don't think One Battle After Another is actually getting 6 acting nominations. I'm not buying it. But then again, I've been wrong about these things before. I was way off about Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I thought she was never getting in. I thought Sterling K. Brown was never getting in. So I've been off base about these things in the past. Matt Damon was, like, the only thing I was, like, very much right about. But then again, we have a supporting actress contender for this movie already, like, set in stone. So I'm okay dismissing Regina Hall. Jennifer Lopez, I've seen the movie, unlike most people. Even if you ignore the fact that the movie completely bombed, bombed would be a polite way to put it. Jennifer Lopez, that performance just doesn't really make sense to me as a lone nominee. Like, she is very good, but just the type of role it is doesn't really lend well to a nomination. Like, on her own, I would say. If the movie's, like, you know, a bigger deal and, like, on the fence for a lot of things, I can take her a little more seriously, but that's not where we are. Let's end off with supporting actor. In my opinion, the most confident I am in a 5. Start off with the 3 locks in my head. Stellan Skarsgård, I still have winning. He could be beat by Sean Penn. That is something I do think it could happen. The only reason I'm leaning Stellan Skarsgård is, A lot of people in the industry just really don't like Sean Penn as a human. They love him as an actor, they'll get him the nomination, but they don't really like him. Second, I don't know, it just feels right that Skarsgård would win this Oscar. This might be his, like, last shot to do this. Sentimental Value winning nothing is plausible, but this being its one win, except for maybe international feature, really tracks for me. It feels right. I'm going to stick with it, but I am also not underestimating Sean Penn. I did see Sentimental Value and think, Stellan Skarsgård doesn't have to win. But then I saw One Battle After Another, and Sean Penn's going fucking insane. He's like a nut job in that movie. He's obviously getting the nomination. I don't disagree with the win theory at all. I have a better feeling about Stellan Skarsgård at the moment. Paul Mescal is getting in for Hamnet. I don't know if he wins, but he will get in. Those 3 are super locked. And then 4 and 5, not locks, but I feel very, very confident in these 2. I think Benicio del Toro has really shoved himself in there. People really love that performance. He is a standout for a lot of people. Like, he's got some of the most quotable lines in the movie. He's, like, the most lovable character in the movie. You know, A Few Small Beers, like, everyone loves that. Ocean Waves, like, Tom fucking Cruise. Like, that's almost every quote that has been going around for this movie, almost every, has been from this character. Benicio del Toro is, like, he's an icon. I would say, yeah, I'm good. I'm good predicting Benicio del Toro. Maybe he doesn't get every precursor, but I think he is getting in. But I do have Jacob Elordi ahead of him for Frankenstein. Frankenstein has really secured itself in Best Picture. It is a lock, in my opinion. That is a lock. And to me, that's when we can start getting a little selfish with Frankenstein. I would say not much things about Frankenstein has been across the board, from people who don't like the movie to people who love it, that has as much passion as Jacob Elordi's performance. Yes, he's playing like a monster, but he is like killing it. He's got like the emotional beats in the movie. He's the heart of the film. He's got the 10 hours of prosthetic work and the transformation. He's like got a new voice entirely. He's like using his entire body in it. I think Jacob Elordi has really gained a lot of respect in the industry. And I just really think, like, what exactly is stopping him? To say that Adam Sandler is going to get in his way just doesn't really click to me as, like, reasonable, because, like, Elordi's in the Best Picture lock, Adam Sandler is not. And maybe you want to see Benicio del Toro, but I really think Benicio del Toro is just going to happen. To me, this 5 is so, like, that's the 5. And while I definitely believe in Adam Sandler and Jay Kelly, I don't know how to put him in, and even if I did, I'd have to put George Clooney with him, because I really do believe they're a package deal. Although Adam Sandler definitely does enough. Like, he has the performance, and everyone's ready to nominate Adam Sandler. So, yeah, never say never about that. Like, I don't think the 5 I said are just the 5. I feel very passionately confident about that 5. Adam Sandler, he has the moments. He's got the performance. Like, it's just the movie. Yeah, I think it's going to pull him back. And, look, we've seen this story before. Don't get me wrong. Like, it happens. It's just I believe that there are 5 others that are stronger than him. I want to be clear about that. You could still predict Adam Sandler, but I am not. Then we got Delroy Lindo. Has that ship sailed? Maybe a little bit. I need to know who's going to nominate Delroy. Like, maybe Critics' Choice does it. Maybe Golden Globe throws them bone if they don't want to do Jay Kelly at all. I need to see Delroy Lindo actually manifest before I actually predict him. Because also, I don't think it's a unanimous decision that he's better than Miles Keaton. Miles Keaton has obvious, pitfalls, being a no-name, being young, being a more reserved performance. But he also has the Scene of the Year. Arguably the Scene of the Year, I should say. The Scene of Sinners. I don't know, Sinners, this is kind of what I meant, like, straggler nominations. Like, I can't really, like, at least the supporting actors, we know it's Wunmi Mosaku. Here, I don't know if Delroy Lindo or Miles Keaton has the edge, and I think neither will get in as a result. Andrew Scott for Blue Moon. If Ethan Hawke gets that strong, maybe he pulls him along. It's possible. People really just seem to love this performance. William H. Macy, again, I need Train Dreams to, like, really start off strong. Otherwise, no. And even then, I probably think no, but he really does shine. Jonathan Bailey for Wicked, I've heard, like, once again, no. Like, it's too much, like, again, the Ariana and Cynthia show. It's worth mentioning because he might get SAG, and maybe even Critics' Choice this time. Jeremy Strong, I'm only really mentioning to say that he is done. Yeah, I feel good about that. Stellan Skarsgård, Sean Penn, Paul Mescal, Jacob Elordi, Benicio del Toro. That's fine with me. And that's what I got for you. The acting categories are done. I can't wait to see more movies and be more confident about things and stuff. Let's grab and share. Bye.